Hello and welcome to a new video on Revsportz. I am Snehasis Mukherjee and along with me my colleague Bharat Ramraj also here. And India suffered a heartbreak at Sharjah Cricket Stadium against Australia in the last group game, and you can say that it is almost in for India in this World Cup. So in this video we are going to discuss about the 5 talking points from that game, and obviously we have to start with the bowling effort from the team, because Bharat, the Sharjah cricket pitch, we all knew that it will be not so easy for the batters, but on that track, if you are considering 150 plus runs, then your bowlers have not performed that much well. So what's your view on that?
I guess to start with, India were hit by the fact that Asha Sobana couldn't play. I
Yes.
believe in those conditions,
Huge blow.
she was pretty much India's trump card
Yeah.
because she gets square spin and someone with grip around. She's just the kind of bowler who could have done the damage. You could see that Harmanpreet Kaur perhaps didn't have much of a confidence in Radha Yadav. She bowled only 2 overs, which didn't make much sense still because she's still a spinner, and you would want your spinners, all your spinners to bowl quota of 4 overs, but that is how she looked at. India used a lot of their seamers. Yeah, it kind of worked in spurts and bursts because obviously Renuka took a couple of wickets here or there, and there is a wicket for Pooja, I guess, as well. But too many overs of seam were used, so that also didn't help the India's cause. So I guess it was a above par total, obviously 151. India should have restricted them to 130. So, but Australia were slightly better in terms of out cricket. Now, out cricket means everything from fielding towards right down to rotation of strike, and also in terms of bowling.
Yes. And as you mentioned, Bharat, that seamers were used in maximum overs, and from that perspective,
Yes.
the second point comes the captaincy.
Yes.
So when you see Harmanpreet Kaur,
Yes.
when she used her bowlers, the way she used her bowlers, are you disappointed with that?
Yeah, see, first of all, I'm not very sure that when you keep using seamers from both ends at a ground like Sharjah, it doesn't make sense. Yes, Renuka did her job up front. After that, India should have used a lot more overs of spinners from both ends, not just one end,
Yes.
and that would have put some pressure on the Australian batters.
And
Because-
Radha Yadav bowled only 2
yeah,
overs.
yeah. The thing is, see, one end seamers, another end a spinner. What happens is it gives Australian batters a chance to feast on the seamers.
Yes.
So they won't be put under lots of pressure when they are facing a spinner at other end.
Yes.
If spinners are bowling from both ends, then there will be pressure on the Australian batters, especially in those conditions. I think that is where the main point of discussion would come into the equation. Yes, I understand Radha Yadav didn't bowl her quota of overs, but spinners should have been used from both ends for a lot of those quota of
Middle
20
overs.
overs. But
Yes.
quota of 20 overs.
Okay. Okay. Then the third point is about the Indians fielding. I think it's an aspect that we have all been
Yes.
discussing throughout the campaign. I know the catching has been improved, but when it comes to the ground fielding and the
Yes.
efforts,
Yes.
the intensity, I think when you see the Australian doing the fielding, they were looking like they're defending 100
Yes.
runs, not 150 runs. The way they were throwing for with their bodies for every single run. So do you see again the lack of intensity when it comes to ground fielding?
See, one point I would add here is Australia's fielding is at a very high level.
Yes.
When compared to them, obviously India's fielding will look
obviously.
pretty average.
Yeah.
Yes, India's fielding was very average, but when they are up against Australia, it seems even worse than
yes.
what it is. So that is one point we have to consider. Yes, India dropped a catch or two.
The
And
Harmanpreet
a
Kaur
couple
one.
of couple of misfields obviously happened. But again, when we are comparing them to Australia, then India's fielding actually looks very bad.
Yeah.
So that is I think the main factor to look at. Yes, India still have to improve when it comes to their fielding if they have to hit the levels of Australia, especially in terms of ground fielding, even in terms of catching.
Yes.
But it's a process. It can't happen in a single day. I have to tell this. It's a process and it will take time unless India usher in a lot of youngsters who are very athletic. Then we will see huge difference. But if India continue with this group, then it is going to be a process. It will take more time.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And now we have to talk about the batting of Indian lineup. I think as a batting unit, although they have lost the match by only 9 runs, but I think skipper Harmanpreet Kaur batted like decently, and then Jemima looked good, Sheffield started, brilliantly with that intent, but Shriti Mandana, maybe your best batter in the country. Commonwealth Game final, last year semi-final against Australia, now this match also, she failed to deliver when it mattered most. So what is the problem with her?
I don't know what is the problem standing here to tell you what exactly is the problem. I guess it comes down to the mental side of things only. I don't think it is anything to do with her game or technique. You just have to see in this kind of games, if you feel the pressure of chasing down a target, then it will feel like a mountain is on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Right. I guess that is what it seemed like when Mandana was batting. It seemed like she was carrying Mount Everest on her shoulders, or Mount Alps, or maybe it felt like she was she was wading through some Indian Ocean. That's how it felt like when she was batting. Again, it comes down to the mental side of things, where I have to break it down to simple things. Look at the next ball, concentrate on the next ball, take it ball by ball. But it felt like she crumbled under pressure. That I have to say.
Yes. And the last point is about the press conference. Our head coach Amal Majumdar came to the press conference, and in that press conference Bharat was there, so he will tell about that. In that press conference he said that it was a collective effort. We were right at the game till the last over, but it was Australian experience that worked. So Bharat, I think he tried to mention that Australia are a very experienced side and they are known to win those crucial matches. So I think in that sense, Australia have won this match also. But this India side is also experienced, right? You have Harmanpreet Kaur, you have Dipti Sharma. So what is the difference of this experience that he is talking about?
I guess see, from his perspective, I'm saying, I'm not trying to sugarcoat, but from his perspective, I'm saying, I guess what he tried to mean was Australia have the experience of winning. Basically, it came down to experience, he said. I guess he wanted to say it is about Australia's experience of winning that really counted.
Winning in bigger stages.
But what I would add is, yes, Australia have the experience of winning, but somewhere you also have to start winning against a team like Australia. It was just another opportunity missed. That is what the history book tells. See, sport is cruel. I understand there have been more sport has been played over 2,000 years, whatever, and there have been a lot of near misses. The players have come very close to winning something and they haven't tasted success. But finally, the history book will tell you have not won the match. You have come second best.
Yes, absolutely. I think that is for now. A lot of question needs to be answered, and I think that India are almost out. Okay, India are almost out, and now we have to wait for some miracle. Maybe might happen because New Zealand have to win against Pakistan to guarantee their places. The net run rate issue is gone now. So it's New Zealand have to win. Otherwise, if Pakistan win, then all three teams will have to go to a net run rate. So I think India are almost done. That is for now. For all the latest updates, please keep an eye on Revsportz, and please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.